This is huge as an NBA insider reveals the Lakers' master plans for this upcoming offseason, as this summer will be one of the most important ones in Lakers franchise history. We're going to talk about what this report is, as well as the implication it has on certain players within the organization and how it could ultimately lead to a domino effect moving forward as the Lakers now try to build a roster in the Luka Doncic era. And welcome to Lakers Digest, guys. My name is Hunter Pitcoff, and we cover everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers. And while this Lakers season fell shorter than what we expected it to, that doesn't mean our season stops here on Lakers Digest. We'll be giving you around-the-clock coverage surrounding the purple and gold here on this channel. If you want to be a part of that, because 77% of you guys watching our content right now are not subscribed. So if that is you, calling you out, click that subscribe button to keep up with everything here, because I promise you guys we're going to cover every single inch, nook, and cranny surrounding your Lakers here. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer. You might be wondering what this report is and who might be off the table for a trade, because, of course, guys, this roster we currently saw was not enough to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round as the favorite, as the number 3 seed, winning 50-plus games this season. The Lakers, it was not good enough. They were not deep enough, and they were not big enough. So the question is, guys, the Lakers, as Rob Pelinka has said, they're going to have to make some moves here. But there's one player in particular who's got a lot of heat and a lot of trade rumors recently surrounding him that might actually be off the table. This is what Jovan Buha of The Athletic said about Austin Reaves, who, of course, had a breakout season for the Lakers, but a bad first-round playoff exit performance against the Minnesota Timberwolves. He said this, quote, "I think the possibility of him being traded is actually low, at least this summer. This is something that we reported at The Athletic. For those who missed it last week on Friday, I had a big report with Sam Amick. One of the things that we reported there is that the Lakers do not want to trade Austin. That's something I've continually heard for over 3 years now. That's something I've reported multiple times over the last few years, that the Lakers have a high bar for trading Austin, value him, and view him highly. Forget what we've reported and what we've heard behind the scenes. Just look at the public messaging where JJ Redick and Rob Pelinka both spoke highly of Austin during the Lakers' exit interview last week. Rob called him one of the pillars of the organization. Going back a couple of months, JJ mentioned Austin in that conversation that he, LeBron, and Luka had about the state of the offense at the time. And JJ said at the time, of course, Austin would be included in the conversation. So JJ thinks highly of Austin. Rob thinks highly of Austin. Jeannie Buss, the owner of the Lakers, thinks highly of Austin. So don't expect Austin to be traded this summer, despite a lot of people willing to sell him for 20 cents on the dollar, 40 cents on the dollar, 60 cents on the dollar. So that's a lot to take in, guys. But what Jovan Buha, who, again, guys, we've talked about him a lot on this channel. You probably know who he is, too, if you're, following the Lakers. He is as well connected to this franchise as anybody, and I appreciate him. Helps us with content because he always seems to get the scoop on the Lakers. So basically that long report is saying, guys, Austin might not be untouchable, but he's pretty damn close to it as they view him highly. They view this almost as like a big 3 with LeBron, Luka, and Austin. He's included in that. So it is going to take a king's ransom to get somebody like Austin Reaves. And of course, guys, because there's a looming contract negotiations surrounding Austin Reaves. So he's currently under contract. He will not be a free agent this season, but he's also eligible for an extension. I know a lot of Laker fans weren't particularly happy with the way he performed during the playoffs. A big reason could have been due to a big toe sprain during the playoffs, and he was dealing with that in Game 3 of that series and beyond. Reaves reportedly pushed through the injury that would normally take a few weeks to heal and was not walking on it at all during the team's off days. So it does explain a lot why Austin Reaves just did not quite look like himself. But we've also seen him be an extremely productive player during the playoffs and has gotten better every single year throughout his career here in Los Angeles. In fact, definitely had the best season of his career, averaging 20 points a game, almost 6 assists a game, while shooting 46% from the field, 37% from 3. And of course, guys, he's nails from the free throw line. He's always shooting around that 85%, if not higher, percentage from the foul line. So those gimmies, he's going to get there. And he gets to the line a lot, and he was not getting to the line really at all against Minnesota. Of course, the game slows down. It gets more physical, but he just did not have the same burst, and he's not a great athlete to begin with. So not having that burst at all is definitely going to hinder somebody like Austin Reaves, because his 70% or whatever that number might be is definitely not going to be good enough compared to like a 70% of like LeBron, who's so freaking athletic that he's still going to be athletic regardless. So not having that explosiveness off the toe, that's definitely going to hurt somebody like Austin Reaves, who plays on 2 feet a lot. So the contract negotiations, guys, this is where it gets really interesting for somebody like Austin Reaves here, because Austin is eligible for an extension this summer. And because of the current CBA guidelines here, he can only get offered a maximum of $82 million, 83 if you want to round up, over 4 years. And if he decides to take that this offseason, he's going to be making about $20-something million a year, which is more than what he makes now. But if he waits another offseason where he can test the waters as a free agent, he's going to be he's 26 right now, so he'd be about 27, 28 at that point. He could be making $42.5 million. That's the most he could be making. If you look at Lakers, his current contract right now, because he was an undrafted free agent that obviously clearly exceeded expectations. Look at that, guys. He's only making next year not even $14 million for somebody who right now averaged 20 points per game, was 5th place in the running for most improved player. So teams are clearly noticing, guys, I'll pull this up again, that Austin Reaves is one of the most valuable players on one of the most valuable contracts in the NBA right now. So Lakers, they want to see this through. They want to see if LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reaves can ultimately work together. And let's be honest, can Luka and Austin Reaves work together? That's really the bigger question as well, because who knows if LeBron James is going to retire this next season or not. Obviously, he could retire this offseason too. Knock on wood, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll play at least one more season. It sounds like it with the Lakers, although he has not confirmed anything. He likes to keep people on their toes, but I'd expect him. So a Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves backcourt. Offensively, I don't think there's any concerns. But, of course, defensively, you're going to have to build a team around them, as Rob Pelinka is going to be built with that task this upcoming offseason to get, of course, the center position figured out. One, if not two, centers probably need to get added to this roster. I actually am under the assumption that might need to add 2, because Jackson Hayes is just not going to be good enough. And then they're going to have to add some wing depth here as well, getting some guys that can really play some defense and hit some shots and be, big, long, rangy defenders that they needed. Because, of course, when you trade for someone like Luka Doncic, they gave up their All-NBA future Hall of Famer in Anthony Davis at the center position and a young 3-and-D player who would have fit perfectly on this roster, Max Christie. So this is the offseason where the Lakers are really going to have to build this team around Luka Doncic, most likely around LeBron James, and according to the report that Jovan Buha put out, also around Austin Reaves here as well. So we're going to keep you guys up to date with all these moves, all these potential possibilities that the Lakers could be pulling off this offseason. If you want to be a part of that, click that subscribe button. 77% of you guys watching the content are not subscribed. So it does not cost you a dime. Click the subscribe button to keep up with everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers here on Lakers Digest.